My whole background has been advocacy, and suddenly eating disorders were on my doorstep in my own family. And so I really dove right in, just at first, just to figure out how to save my own family member. And then obviously I saw that I wasn't the only one with this challenge. And so it went from there. There was this opportunity, and I saw that I wasn't the only one, the only mother, only family member. And so I, was fortunate enough to have this opportunity to lead this national organization. But I just saw the pain, the suffering. Eating disorders rarely travel alone. They're generally accompanied by other mental disorders, and so they get complicated, and they ruin people's lives. People can go broke out of paying for treatment. It's very complicated to treat. And so it worries me. It has worried me. So I dove right in, and I decided to really see if we could start a movement to change people's lives, to help them, to support families, and to change the course of eating disorders in this country. I think this forum is amazing, and because eating disorders rarely travel alone, there's usually other conditions that accompany an eating disorder. And so to be in this forum with people representing many different illnesses, it is truly an honor. And I think if we did anything together, it would be to stop talking about stigma and acting as though there should not be a stigma. I mean, I understand people suffer, and they suffer silently often, but I think as a field, if we get more confidence, put our shoulders back, and realize that we're people, and the people affected by mental disorders could be any of us. And so we need to require that this country treat us from the top of our head down to our toes as a full person, and that treatment and checkups should be respectful of the brain just as it's respectful of the heart. So I'd like to see a real strong effort for us to just stop even talking about stigma and replacing it with, we have an illness, or someone has an illness and it needs treatment, and we demand cures now. We demand more research, and we demand appropriate treatments and appropriate insurance coverage. So together, I think as one strong voice representing all these different illnesses, we really could break that sound barrier about stigma and just insist that we deserve an equal place at the table. I agree, true implementation of the parity law is absolutely essential because it's not complete right now. Someone with an eating disorder might be told they can have 30 days of insurance coverage, whether they're well or not. Otherwise, they have to sue their insurance company. Whereas if you have cancer or some other illnesses, they keep working with you to try to get successful outcomes. So with parity right now, I just don't see full implementation. So I think as a group, we need to, again, insist, demand, require that goes into place. And the other thing that I believe we need to do is insist on screenings. And they can be voluntary screenings if that's necessary. But we have children screened for scoliosis and vision testing. And so I'm saying let's screen the whole body. Why not screen for eating disorders or other possible disturbances? We're not talking about a diagnosis. We're talking about raising the flag that someone might be struggling, might be having a problem, whether it's an eating disorder or depression or anxiety. Why don't we want to catch that early and then have an early intervention so therefore families and the individual don't have to face a lifetime of torment and crisis and all the many troublesome things that come if you're not appropriately treated with an eating disorder or any mental disorder.